Welcome to TelehealthFX Talk. If you think Semaglutide and Tirzepatide are the end of the weight loss story, you haven't been looking at the data. We are standing on the edge of the next massive wave of metabolic medicine. Today, we're taking you inside the clinical trials to look at the next generation of weight loss drugs. We're talking about dual agonists that burn liver fat. We're talking about a pill that targets an entirely new hormone pathway. And we're talking about the triple G, a triple agonist that is producing weight loss numbers we previously thought were only possible with bariatric surgery. The future is here, and today we're breaking down the 2026 pipeline. If you want a clinical team that keeps you at the cutting edge of obesity medicine, visit TelehealthFX.com. That's TelehealthFX.com. To understand where we're going, you have to understand how fast this science is evolving. Generation 1 was Semaglutide, targeting just the GLP-1 receptor. Generation 2 was Tirzepatide, a dual agonist targeting both GLP-1 and GIP. Now, as we move through 2026, the pipeline is introducing entirely new receptor targets, specifically glucagon and amylin, and new ways to deliver these medications without needles. Let's start with a drug called Survodutide. This is a dual agonist, but instead of targeting GLP-1 and GIP, it targets GLP-1 and glucagon. Activating the glucagon receptor does something very specific. It increases your resting energy expenditure. It essentially tells your body to burn more calories even when you aren't moving. But the most exciting data on Survodutide isn't just about weight loss.
Right. In April 2026, the Phase 3 Synchronize-1 trial showed 16.6% weight loss, but the real headline for Survodutide is what it does to the liver. In its clinical trials for MASH, which is a severe form of fatty liver disease, up to 87% of patients saw a massive reduction in liver fat. This is huge because metabolic liver disease affects millions of people with obesity. Survodutide is proving that we are moving beyond just weight loss drugs into highly targeted metabolic rescue medications.
Next up is Amycretin, developed by Novo Nordisk, the makers of Wegovy. Amycretin is a single molecule that targets GLP-1, but it introduces a brand new target, amylin. Amylin is a hormone that is co-secreted with insulin. It slows stomach emptying and promotes fullness, but it does it through a completely different neural pathway than GLP-1. By hitting both pathways at once, you get a synergistic effect. And what's fascinating about Amycretin is the delivery. They are developing it as both a weekly injection and a daily oral pill. Late 2025 Phase 2 data showed the pill version produced over 10% weight loss in just 36 weeks, which is incredible for a pill. The injectable version produced 14.5% in that same time frame. And crucially, the weight loss curve hadn't flattened out at 36 weeks, meaning patients were still actively losing weight. We also have to quickly mention Orforglipron, which we covered in depth in episode 22. It was just FDA approved in April 2026 under the name Foundayo. It's a non-peptide oral GLP-1 that you can take at any time of day without fasting. It proves that highly potent metabolic therapy can now live in your medicine cabinet instead of your refrigerator.
But the absolute heavyweight of the pipeline right now, the one that has every obesity researcher talking, is Retatrutide. They call it the triple G because it targets 3 different receptors, GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon. It attacks obesity from 3 different biological angles simultaneously. It suppresses appetite, improves insulin secretion, and increases calorie burn.
The Phase 3 TRIUMPH-4 trial results for Retatrutide were released in late 2025, and the numbers are staggering. At the highest dose, patients experienced an average weight loss of 28.7% at 68 weeks. That's nearly 30% of their body weight, or an average of 71 pounds. Those are numbers that rival gastric bypass surgery, achieved with a weekly injection. They also just released data in March 2026 showing massive A1C reductions for diabetics. Industry experts anticipate the FDA submission for Retatrutide could happen late this year or early 2027. Now, I want to be very clear. With the exception of Orforglipron, these next-gen drugs, Survodutide, Amycretin, and Retatrutide, are investigational. They are currently in clinical trials and are not yet FDA approved or available to the public, but they show us exactly where the science is heading. And this is exactly why you want to be aligned with a comprehensive clinical platform like TelehealthFX. If you go to a clinic that only knows how to prescribe one medication, what happens when a new drug comes out that's better suited for your specific biology? Say you have fatty liver disease and Survodutide becomes available, or you hit a plateau and a triple agonist is the clinical answer. TelehealthFX offers the current clinical gold standards today, injectable Semaglutide and Tirzepatide, along with metabolic support like NAD+ therapy and ceramorelin. But because they are a true clinical platform with licensed providers, they evolve with the science. They evaluate your specific metabolic needs, not just your BMI. 24-hour provider review, one-on-one onboarding, transparent pricing, no hidden fees, 2-day UPS shipping. Visit TelehealthFX.com. That's TelehealthFX.com. We are living in the golden age of metabolic medicine. The tools we have today are life-changing, and the tools coming tomorrow are even better. Don't wait for 2027 to get healthy. Start with the gold standard today and let the science evolve with you. To start your journey with a clinical team that understands the cutting edge of obesity medicine, visit TelehealthFX.com. That's TelehealthFX.com. Take the free qualification quiz and get started. That's TelehealthFX.com. And as always, everything on TelehealthFX Talk is for educational purposes only. This is not medical advice. Investigational drugs discussed are not yet FDA approved for public use. Always consult your healthcare provider regarding weight loss treatments. Individual results vary. Thanks for listening. If you're a science nerd like us, send this episode to a friend. We'll see you next time on TelehealthFX Talk.